Difficult. Women.
I don't know. I'm just sitting in a really weird position.
Do you want a pillow for your butt?
I think I just need to. I was thinking I'd lean back, but actually I think I'm just
like, hey, guys.
My neck is like all weird.
Aw.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just do this. I don't know. My neck.
Ow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, hello. You've been listening to us.
Just adjusting our necks. That's just how we do. Welcome.
Welcome to Difficult Women.
Yes, I'm Katy.
And I'm Marie.
And this is Difficult Women. We just said that. Oh, gosh. I'm not good at hosting. How are you?
No, you're doing great.
Yeah.
Your neck's all fucked up. But
yeah, I just can't. I'm just...
You're sitting all...
like backwards.
Like a pimp getting
like
a blowjob.
Like that.
Just kidding.
Like that girl from The Ring. It's just like... you know.
You have podcast neck.
Podcast neck, yes.
Yeah. Gosh, what do you do? Oh, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Physically exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
Hi, how are you?
World.
Yes. How's everybody doing?
It's great. Now that this daylight savings time bullshit is happening, it's pitch dark outside and it's 2:30 in the afternoon.
Practically. It's so depressing that happens.
I can't. Yeah, I'm not ready.
Can we get some emails from the farmers and then they can let us know if they really still need this?
Who stopped doing it? Somebody did. Isn't there some state? No, there's like one state that's like, nah, we're not doing that anymore.
What state was that?
Can't remember. Minnesota?
Yeah. No.
If you live there, email us.
Let us know what state.
Let us know. Oh wait, some exciting news. You guys, we were rated. I caught this somehow.
Oh, yes.
We were rated 131, which is they only do up to 200. So I'm excited we made the chart. But we made the Apple iTunes comedy chart podcast. I don't know what the chart is, but in Germany.
I was gonna say, yeah, the key part is it's in Germany.
In Germany.
When we came out with Girls Poop 2, that was huge in Germany.
Yes, it was really big.
There's something with Germans and poop. I can't remember what the connection was, but that's like some joke, right?
So we got them with Girls Poop 2, and now we're keeping them with Difficult Women.
I'm happy about that.
So German fans, write us an email.
In German, and we'll get it translated.
Yeah, that'd be so neat.
We'll bring a translator on to the pod.
I just think it's neat that we're ranking on something.
Yeah, oh my gosh. Celebrate it all.
So we're doing it, you guys. You can do it too if you just buy 2 microphones and have a computer and then like this wiry thing with the thingy, and then you have to watch some YouTube videos. But anyone can have a podcast.
Yeah, we're living in a do-it-yourself kind of era, aren't we?
We sure are, baby.
You know, forget those robots. They can't podcast like we can.
Wait, I watched a video of these dog robots doing tricks. Like 30 of them, though. No. It was a lot of robots. And they were all moving at the same time. And I was like, just give them a razor blade and they'll kill us all.
They don't even need a razor blade. We did the robot episode, but those things are so heavy. They could just like sit on you and then you'd be done. Oh. And they could run you down. They'll chase you. They'll run you down and then they'll sit on you and then you're dead. And that's how the robots are going to take over. They're all going to be dog robots.
Keeps you up at night thinking that a robot's just going to sit on you.
Yeah.
And kill you.
Yeah. They're going to open the door because they're teaching them how to open doors. They're going to open the door and they're going to run in. They're going to corner you and sit on you. And then we're all dead. And you'll probably only need 30 for the whole planet. It's over.
Yeah.
Anyway, on a lighter note. I don't know.
We have a sponsor or an affiliate or whatever. I don't know. Let's plug them now.
Okay, great timing.
Take it away.
Free stuff is awesome, but free stuff to spice up your bedroom is even better.
Select almost any one item for 50% off, and then Adam and Eve loads on the free stuff.
Enter offer code HORIO at checkout and get 10 tantalizing free gifts.
A sexy item for him, a special gift for her, and a third item you'll both enjoy.
And 6 free spicy movies.
Ooh. Plus, free shipping.
That's HORIO, WHOREO, HORIO at adamandeve.com. So, today we thought we'd do something a little bit more fun and light.
We're in a zany mood.
We're in a fun, light, zany mood.
Mm-hmm.
And tonight we're going to talk about beauty pageants.
Ooh.
Now, this could get heavy if we took one angle on it.
That's true.
But the truth is, I don't really feel heavy about them. Is that the right way to say it?
You want to lift them up?
I don't feel like they're such a bad thing. I really don't. We'll discuss. But you used to watch them on TV, right?
Oh my God. I loved watching them.
I did too.
I mean, we would, because, I have 2 sisters. And so we would watch them and then act them out for months afterwards.
I don't have sisters. And I also did that just by myself. I loved it.
Yeah.
Of course, they were beautiful and that's fun to look at. But they just seemed so, I don't know, confident and neat. And
it just seemed neat. They were all like hanging out and like, I just pictured them, in the dressing rooms doing their hair together and spraying their tits with hairspray. Isn't that what they keep it up?
And you do,
keep the stuff on.
You do kind of get, you sort of pick out the ones that you're thinking are doing a good job.
Right.
And it's sort of fun
and then you root
to see.
for them.
It's kind of like sports.
Yeah.
Right? Sports.
Well, would you go for Miss DC?
District always. Of course, you have some of that. You always are excited to see who is repping your state or district in that case.
Yeah.
But also then as they were going, you're just like, oh, I like that lady. She's smart and fun and cute. Right?
Yeah. But the downside to watching them is it would also make me feel really bad about my body because I was like I've said in the body image episode, my body fluctuated. I was skinny and then I was a monster and then a skinny and then a monster and then, the curves and the tits and like I did not look like those women.
Right.
My body was so different and it made me feel really bad.
Yeah. Let me say one thing too. It's interesting that you say skinny and then a monster because that already is sort of a telling thing because you weren't a monster. You just were heavier sometimes maybe and then
No,
other
I
times.
told you that we recently watched home videos that my parents had taken, the tapes and changed it to the DVDs. We're watching and my dad comes in the room and he goes, "Who's that big fella?" And I said, that was me.
Right.
So, I wasn't a monster, but
lots of people go through those sort of
absolutely
changes.
8th grade, worst year of my life.
But I'm sure that's relatable. And I think that is so certainly the kinds of problems that the beauty pageants bring up are certainly body image issues. Historically, they're not very inclusive of different ethnicities either.
No.
They've been making changes for that though. And they're making some progress on this, but anybody that's not a cis woman.
Right. Yeah, they had the first transgender person.
Yeah, but that was not until very recently
right.
too. So yes, it's a very narrow, very traditional, quote unquote, narrow spectrum of what the definition of beauty is. That, I think we just gotta put that out there and just all agree
right.
that that's problematic in certain ways.
Women are beautiful, and guess what? I love to watch them, and I love to watch them. They're so graceful and elegant, and in those flowy dresses. Oh my God!
It definitely there's aspects of that we do like to watch beautiful people doing stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Hollywood has a lot of beautiful people in it. We, the beauty pageant itself is all about beauty and like a certain standard of beauty. It doesn't mean that I'm not a beautiful lady sometimes too, but I don't think I do so great in a beauty pageant.
All the time.
See, that's so nice. And I think all of our listeners are beautiful.
Yeah.
But that's different. That's not what we're talking about when we talk about beauty pageants. Are you gorgeous or not? I don't know. So so here are the things that I like about beauty pageants. I like that these women get up there. They are so confident. They are they're so poised, and a lot of times they're very smart women, and have maybe they have fun talents and all that stuff too. But I think that more than anything, the thing that people can take away from an experience in a beauty pageant is learning this self-confidence and poise. And I have the closest I've ever gotten to being in a beauty pageant. I may have talked about this on the pod before, but I was in this thing in 4-H called the Fashion Review. And what that was, it had nothing to do with the way you looked, like at all, because we were all very homely, but it had everything to do with you would construct a garment. Ooh. And then you would model it in front of judges. You'd be wearing it in front of the judges.
Was there like a runway that you would walk? Well,
first it was behind the scenes judging. So you'd go to the judges.
They'd come in
one
the
by
bathroom
one
with you.
No, it was just like a room. And then you'd go in one by one to the judges, and then they would look at the construction of your garment. But then they'd also ask you about how you made the garment and why you chose that material and why you chose that pattern and all those things. But they also judge you on the way you responded to the questions.
Right.
So if you were super nervous or you weren't really sure, you didn't know why, that you lost points for that because you had to kind of come in there and sell your garment to them. Say like, look, this is why I chose this linen instead of a cotton. Why didn't you pick a cotton? Didn't pick a cotton because the linen breathed better. Good answer. You know what I mean? Just that you knew to demonstrate that you knew what you're doing. And then also, did it look good on your body? And not sexy wise, but did it like fit? And then, but the big fun part was afterwards. In the evening, there was a runway, and all those little like nerdy kids that loved like watching beauty pageants got to put on our outfits, and then we would all come, like it would be in categories. You come up on the stage, and then we'd all kind of be frozen, and then one by one they'd be like, "Next up, we have Jenny. Jenny likes riding horses and playing tuba. Thanks, Jenny." And then like she'd do her little modeling, wave at the audience, and then come back. And you got judged on that only in the sense that did you look like an asshole or did you like try? Like did you seem confident? Did you seem joyful? A lot of the things that they look for in the Miss America pageants. And also it was a competition. And I fucking loved winning.
Yeah, you do.
And I was so competitive at that thing.
Did you win?
I used to win all the time. So I'd win like the
of course
I did. Why didn't you doubt me? No, I would win the county level all the time. And then when you win county at a certain point, if you win certain parts of the county, you got to go to state. And then 1 year I won state. There's a whole story that's kind of boring, but I like it. It was a hard. You had to, not every year you make it. You know what I mean? So you have to like next year, bitch. I'm gonna fucking take you down. What
garments were you making?
By the end, I was making 3-piece suits. So I had in 1 year I made like a gray suit that was from a Vogue pattern, and I loved it. It was this like very trendy thing. And they docked me all these points because they said it wasn't age appropriate. It wasn't sexy.
What?
It was just was very adult.
So what?
I know. So I was pissed. So the next year I made another 3-piece suit that was even more intricate, and I made it out of this like celery color. And I was like, this is more. So they wanted something lighter. Here you go. It was by far better than the other fucking girls in the suit. I swear to God. But they said it again. They were like, it's closer, but it's still not age appropriate because you wouldn't like. Where would you wear that? I'm like, church. Like, why not? Or whatever.
Right.
A business meeting. I'm 16. It's fine. Like, whatever. So then the last year that I was competing, I was like, I'm going to win fucking state if it kills me. So, because I got into state with the green one. But, so I just went with my mother to the fabric store. I was like, this is what we're doing, mother. I'm like, I'm going to pick the ugliest, like most childish fabric I can
that's
find.
What you,
And I found this like hideous, it was like yellow with little daisies on it. And then I made a 3-piece suit out of that, and then I won.
Oh, still with the suit.
Yeah. Well, the suits were the hardest things to make, so that always puts you like ahead.
But it was the fabric choice.
It was just that it was the ugliest goddamn fabric, and they're like, that's age appropriate. I'm like, for who? Really?
Huh.
Anyway, that's kind of a boring story.
No, it's fascinating.
But what I learned about that too was it definitely helped in job interviews later on to be able to be poised and not look nervous when you were. There was confidence there in terms, just competition can build confidence, I think, because it really makes you go, okay, I'm not going to win unless I think I can win. I'm not going to win unless I put the effort into it. And those women that do those beauty pageants, they are going for it. The ones that win, they put their lives into those things.
Yeah. Well, they're athletes in
in
a
some way.
I mean, mentally, and some of them physically.
Yeah.
I mean, the things that they have to do to get them in shape. I mean, that is another downside to it, is the constant dieting and rumors of eating cotton balls. But that I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, so I have a roommate that's done pageants.
Cotton balls.
She said that is like so overhyped. And she's like, people love drama. People love to hate on things. She's like, that just wasn't. It's not that it doesn't exist sometimes in eating disorders, but eating disorders exist in like all sorts of different.
But don't you think that in a beauty pageant type scenario, that's where an eating disorder would be thriving?
She would say no, because there were so many other things you had to be able to accomplish in the pageant. So you had to also look healthy. You can't just be like really unhealthy looking. It's not that look, I'm sure there's gonna be people that are gonna say, no, well, there's definitely eating disorders. There's definitely eating disorders in those pageants. There's also eating disorders in weightlifting competitions and things like that. So I'm not saying it's something not to worry about, but I also think that it totally undermines all the ladies that compete that don't have eating disorders and that get something out of it that's more than just about looks. I guess that's what I'm sort of saying, is that of course it's about beauty and there's no denying that fact. But I think that there's so much more that people get out of these pageants. And at the end of the day, a lot of the people that win are not the most beautiful ones in the group. They're the ones that are the most well-rounded.
A so full woman.
Yeah. And it's, of course, this ideal that they're shooting for, this like smart and poised and beautiful and talented. And so it's kind of like, it's a lot.
Yeah. Well, the thing that I remember the most watching as a child, though, is that every woman looked the same. And their bodies, I mean, they're like a size 0. There were no curves. There were no different shapes. They were all just the same body. And I mean, I know that you're for beauty pageants.
No.
I am too. And I do think that it instills confidence. And also, we'll get into the charities that they all go to and the scholarships, all that sort of stuff. But I mean, I really do. It's part of like media and magazines and models, and that I think it falls in the same realm of all of those things, is that you're a young girl watching these beautiful women all look the same. And honestly, to me, it was more when that swimsuit competition came on, it broke my heart, because I knew my body and I would never ever look like those girls.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I agree that the weight situation, like that it's all one size looking woman.
Yeah.
And even features, and their features are all very similar.
The makeup is the same, the hair's the same. But to play devil's advocate with myself, it's exciting with all the drama kind of what they're creating, is that how artistic they can be with their makeup and their hair and then their costumes. And did you see Dumpling, the movie?
Oh no. Yeah.
You guys, email Katie, tell her to watch Dumpling. It is the most incredible movie on Netflix. Seriously, it's incredible. And it is about a beauty pageant. And all I'll say, because I don't want to spoil it for you, but there's a drag queen aspect to it. And so, and to me, like beauty pageants and drag is kind of related in a way of like celebrating, and using, your own body as a palette to like play with art.
Right.
So,
and I'm not going to even begin to defend the fact that the women are all size 2 or less, and that they all are, and historically have mostly been white. That's not the right direction. It is what it has been, though. And I'm also not going to say that beauty pageants don't have so many problems. I mean, clearly, it's just that what I think people shit on them so much. I guess what I'm trying to do is just defend the positive sides of beauty pageants.
Well, once you get to know the women, when you see 35 women looking the same, shiny and in high
and skinny
and high waist, their bathing suits were always so high waisted, and like it was. I would never look good in that.
I will say too, I think that the bathing suit portion it's
gone now.
Well, it's gone from USA, and I guess I don't know if it's still in Miss America. I don't remember
I think it's gone from Miss America
breaking
now.
It down for me. Yeah, I think that part was totally unnecessary.
Right.
They tried to say that it was about fitness.
Yes.
But I then would argue that how come fit people can only be a size 2? Because that's
right. Let's dribble a basketball. Let's
sure. Oh my God. That would be amazing. Oh my God.
But seeing, you see these 35 women and just like assume that they're dumb bimbos or whatever, skinny bitches or whatever. But then they start answering all the questions, and then you start hearing about which organization they have chosen to represent and to spread the gospel of, because each contestant finds like either a charity or something, and then you start seeing them as full humans, and not just like these bimbos,
Right. Well, I think that there are 100%. So rarely are the people that compete in these pageants bimbos.
Yeah.
I think so.
Which is a bad word.
Often,
I shouldn't even say that.
Sure.
But that's what I'm just saying, that's what people assume.
That's the impression people
totally
think, or that's what their assumption.
Right.
I think that's where I'm really pro these competitions is that it takes so much to be good at those things. I know that someone's going to scoff at that, but it's true because the preparation that goes into them is immense. And it's not just about, when you see about these competitions on in movies and things, people always spend so much time on the walking and all that. I'm not saying that the walking isn't important. They do a lot of walking back and forth and just making sure that you know how to carry yourself and be poised and look nice. But in terms of being able to answer the questions and choosing what
community service, so many.
My roommate, she competed in the Miss Universe pageants. She got to She got to Miss Austin, I think, in the Universe pageants. And then she got to Miss Texas in the Miss Earth pageant. So she got pretty far in those. And she talked a lot about how, for example, she was saying the woman that would have been Miss Earth was just so, she wasn't the most beautiful of the women, but she was, she just was on top of her shit. She put the work in. She did way more community service than anybody else. She was more prepared for the questions. She had great talent of whatever it was, and she really cared about this. And the truth is, there's a lot of money you can win with these things. And aside from money, I heard that the Miss USA, so Miss Universe is the one that's owned by Trump.
I didn't even know that there was an Earth one.
So the Earth one,
Miss Earth.
I
want to be Miss Earth.
Yeah, and that one I think is known for being a little. First of all, there's less people that enter it, so that's something. But also that I think it's a little bit less about. I'm not sure there was a bathing suit competition ever for that one. It started, I think, in like the Philippines or something. That's what my roommate was saying. But Trump owns the Miss Universe pageants, and Miss Universe includes Miss USA. So there's been a lot of scandal around that.
Yes, he doesn't anymore now.
Maybe I guess
he sold. Well, I was looking because I was very curious. I think.
And they were famous for they had a bathing suit competition, but they didn't have any talent competition. And it was they were very, very, Trump himself, when he was running it, was very open about the fact that he didn't care about anything other than who looked the most like a Victoria's Secret model, and that's who we wanted to win. Great. And that totally undermines all the things that I think are great about these competitions. Now, since then, I guess if he's not owning it anymore, and also like the CEO stepped down or something.
WME and IMG bought it in 2015. Shout out to our old agents. And then currently Fox owns it.
They had some I saw something about how there was some, I don't know if it's a CEO or some sort of
was an email scandal.
Yes, right.
What got leaked or something.
And it was something along the lines
very
of
badly about the contestants.
Right. Seemed just being gross about the contestants. So he stepped down, and then a woman took over, and that made me go, yes, of course, the people running these things should be women.
And past contestants too, or past winners.
That's great too, because you kind of know what makes it special, this contest special. And she got rid of, that's when they got rid of the swimsuit competition. And that's also when she said, we're not going to call it a pageant anymore. It's a competition. But the USA one is interesting because they play for housing in New York for a year and then also a salary. Whereas like Miss America, I believe, and then some of the other ones, you compete for a scholarship. So a lot of what the point of these pageants is to get women into college and to support their dreams of becoming lawyers and doctors and all these other things, and not just it's not the same as just like a modeling show, Not that there's anything wrong with modeling shows if you like to be a model, but
that's true. I wanted to be a model so bad when I was a kid. Oh my God. And I took a manner class, and then at the end of the manner class there you got to pick out an outfit from, it was a department store in Nashville was doing the manner class, and so you could pick out an outfit in the department store to wear for the fashion show at the end of the manner class. And I remember I picked out 2 different socks. So it was like, I layered them. So it was like turquoise and pink, and then pink and turquoise. You know how in the 90s we would do that. And I got to walk the catwalk, and I almost fell off. I walked too far.
Oh yeah. So, I mean, it's those things we're all high up.
Yeah. See, I would never.
It's dangerous. We had to like practice all of our walks and stuff.
Yeah, I couldn't do it. I can barely walk, and obviously barely talk.
It's so good we have a podcast.
It's so great that we have a podcast, and I'm good at editing. Okay, can we talk about the history just real quick?
Sure.
Because it is kind of fascinating that it did start in 1921, the year after women got the right to vote. And it was in Atlantic City, and I guess the tourism bureau there was just trying to get tourists to come. Mm-hmm. So they had this beauty type pageant. And I believe that they had an amateur side to it and then a professional side. So like the amateur was more like homely type homemaker type women.
Wait, not actually homely.
Not homely.
No.
Well,
just people that were off the street kind of being like, I
could do an average type, like whatever. But then like the professional, the judges frowned upon them because in the 1920s, like women were finally liberated or feeling so, free. And so they were chopping their hair off into those bobs and then like showing their legs for the first time. So a lot of the professional women were
really
flapper
fashionable.
Girls. Yeah. And so I believe the winner, they made a statement about how like now this is an ideal woman because she's good at making babies and staying at home. I mean, don't quote me on that, but it was something like that. And she had longer hair. She weighed 108 pounds, very frail looking, if you ask me. But that then started like every Labor Day or around Labor Day, they would have the Miss, America pageant, I guess. Was that?
I don't know which one, but
I don't know if it was USA or whatever, but whatever it was in Atlantic City, because that's where I guess he would have his, right? The Miss America pageant.
Yes, he wasn't running them in 1921, but
not in 20. He's that old.
He's about that old.
He is that old.
No.
But like the swimsuit competition, I was looking at a picture. It was just so funny, the swimsuit competition in 1921, because it was the long like. Grocery bags.
That's kind of funny. Well,
but it was so risque.
Sure,
like they're like, oh my god, I can't believe we're having a swimsuit. But the fact that like one of the first pageants, they had the swimsuit. It was like I think it was like the Bathing Beauty something.
Yeah.
But before that, I guess Barnum Bailey had one, and like the women protested and said they weren't going to do it. Part of the Circus Act, they refused. But he got the idea because before that there were. He would do dog pageants, baby pageants, and bird beauty pageants. Ooh. And so he thought, well, might as well do one for women.
Human pageant.
Yeah. So I think, it's a mix.
It is weird. It is a complicated thing.
It is.
Can I say something about the swimsuit competition? When I was a kid, I didn't really get. I think I just wasn't very aware of my body, particularly for a long time. And
I don't know if you're still aware of your body when you do your Muppet like, impression. It's like the funniest thing I've ever seen.
I don't know. I just didn't think of like. I found, I was boy crazy at a young age, and so those like dating and stuff was kind of a thing I thought about. But like I didn't think about sexuality for a while, and so even when I saw the women, I think I just wasn't, when I saw them in bathing suits, I wasn't thinking like, ooh, like they're half naked and ooh. I literally would think that they were about to go swimming, and that was, I thought it had something to do with swimming.
And now wheel out the pool.
I mean, I kept being like, where is the swimming part of the show? And so I really didn't totally get that was a thing. So that was the thing that I was reminiscing about today. I just thought it was about swimming. I thought even that they somehow were judged by their swimming ability, but we just didn't see that part because it was too hard to film. So I thought maybe they got their swimsuit on and then went to the pool. And then they came back and dried off.
See, now there's another
would have been something to if they had to also be able to swim. Oh my god, that'd be great.
The closest thing I wasn't in the competition, but I was watching it with my dollar bills in my hand. I watched like a beauty pageant at Hunkomania in Atlantic City.
Oh, yeah.
And watching the men compete for the crown.
Nice.
That was really cool. And there wasn't a pool, but somehow they were very wet and moist.
God,
and
that's
spritzed
so disgusting to me. I've been to Hunkomania. I'm not going to lie, I've been there.
I told you that there was it smells bad. But at the place that I went in Atlantic City, there was a man just standing on a chair in the corner with a flashlight, just trying to do like a strobe.
That's about right.
For the entire night, too. So I was like, we started buying him drinks because we felt bad for him. He was like, no, I'm good. I love my job. I'm like, really?
Oh, that's weird. Did they have a talent competition?
Yeah, girl.
What did they do? What were their talents?
Picking up the bachelorettes and like.
God, they always do that at those men. My biggest complaint about a male strip club is they somehow still objectify the women.
Yeah, actually, that is so
frustrating.
That is so true.
They're kind of fun, but I'm just like, don't fucking touch me. It's just so gross in there. Anyway.
Well, I was blown away. So again, my point of seeing women, 30 women in swimsuits, I couldn't really get behind it. But then when you start kind of looking at them as individuals, I came across this woman. She won Miss Mississippi. Say that 10 times.
M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-S. What would it be? M-I-S-S-M-I-S-S-I-S-S-I-S. I don't know. That's a lot.
That's so funny. That's her. But I guess in 2013, this woman won, and she was in school, and so she was going to be getting scholarship money and that sort of thing. But this woman is just so incredible. Her name is Paramita Mitra. She now is a scientist at NASA.
Yeah.
It's like,
that's really cool.
That's not fuck.
That's not even that abnormal.
No, it's
story.
not.
That's the thing. These women are badass women. A lot of them like become doctors and scientists and for some people it's a way to look. I think, how do I say this nicely? Some people are born beautiful. Period.
Mm-hmm. Right. Genes, good genes.
Yeah. Hashtag sorry, not sorry. Yeah. And that if they can participate in an event where that they then use that as one of the elements that they're participating with, why is that so horrible?
I know.
I think that one of the things about sort of the feminist sort of against beauty pageants that I think can be problematic is that, are we saying women can't be beautiful? Are we saying, are we villainizing beautiful women too? Right. I mean, I think, again, please do not misunderstand me. There are fundamental issues with beauty pageants. And I was reading this article where they were talking about how it's complicated because there's a tension between, there's tension when you bring in looks, and then you're also trying to say, but it's also about, what's on the inside. It feels like that has to be at odds. But what it's also trying to say is that, but why does it have to be at odds? And I think that that's kind of what makes them interesting to some degree too, especially when they're not so, like when Trump was kind of pushing it into like, everybody's a Victoria's Secret model. That's really boring to watch. It's to me. I mean, that's not what makes it interesting, I think. I think what makes it interesting is then to see these well-rounded, lovely ladies and to have somebody, well, yes, I think in a perfect world, let's start moving them toward a direction where you can be different sizes too.
Yes, that would be beautiful.
Beauty can mean lots of things. To see
somebody that looks like me. Yeah.
Yeah, of course. There's so many beautiful women. I mean, like drop dead model beautiful women who are not a size 2. We know that. That's just like, so why wouldn't they be allowed in that company? I would love to see more of that. But I think also it's just like, look, if you're pretty, you can win some money.
So this woman was, she's, her parents she herself was an immigrant from Bangladesh, moved to freaking Hattiesburg, Mississippi, where we have been. That's where we were, we were driving. I think we've talked about the Dick Wagger of Mississippi. We were driving on the interstate. And this man he pulled over and he had no pants on.
He whipped his dick out.
Yep. Basically.
While we drove by and he was taunting us.
Yeah, it was bad. Anyway, she's from Hattiesburg.
Oh, that's great.
But so she was an immigrant from Bangladesh, came to Mississippi, and she was talking about how, I mean, especially in the South and your roommates from Texas, it's like this stuff is ingrained in society down there.
Right.
So like they even had a class for it in her high school. And so she was a naturally beautiful girl, but also equally smart, a really great athlete. And so she started doing these competitions haphazardly and then started winning. Yeah. And she knew from from a young age that she wanted to work for NASA. But so she started, doing these pageants, but with all the scholarship money, she was able to put herself through college and met an incredible mentor that helped,
propel her
forward. But her biggest thing, her platform as a contestant, it was STEM and like teaching young girls about science, technology, engineering, and math, and just how important it is for women to be be scientists as well.
Yeah.
And I got so inspired by this woman. And she talks about how because of the pageants, she was able to gain confidence to now be able to do 1 to 3 minute pitches.
Yep.
This
is what I'm saying.
Yes.
This is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That those skills that you learn under duress, basically, because everyone's looking at you. You only have a short amount of time. You know, I also did extemporaneous speech when I was in 4-H.
Me too. Well, I was in forensics.
Yeah, but you know that those skills can be really useful down the line.
Absolutely.
And that's basically what this is. When you are asked a question and you have to answer it in a short amount of time, that's extemporaneous speech.
Right.
That's a useful skill.
Yeah.
Being able to be poised under pressure is a useful skill.
Mm-hmm.
Look, being confident is a useful skill. And I think that you can't do well in these pageants if you aren't confident.
Mm-hmm. But then you have this confidence to spread your message.
Yes.
This woman had an example of that. She showed up. So obviously when you win these things, you have to do a lot of speaking engagements. And so she was going to do one for like a youth leadership group. And the keynote speaker, his plane was delayed because of weather or something. And she was just supposed to be on the panel, not really saying much. And they just quickly turned to her and said, can you actually
do a speech,
a 30-minute speech? And because of her training, she was able to do this. And she was like, the governor was there. One of my, I guess he's a civil rights leader and somebody that she really looked up to. And she was able to just she has said she had like 10 minutes and she wrote some bullet points on a napkin and was able to get in front of thousands of people and inspire them. And I think her speech was specifically about Southern hospitality and being an immigrant from Bangladesh, coming to Mississippi and then being welcomed and open arms.
Yeah.
So if you start looking at these women as individuals and not, I know that's bad to say, like, well, generally, like, they're bimbos, but I mean, that's, as a young kid, I would not have assumed that this woman was going to be working for NASA. Like that's bad on me.
Yeah. And I think that that's part of the stereotypes of what.
Absolutely.
But what the stereotypes of what being beautiful means.
Absolutely.
Because I think the thing that's funny about being beautiful, and of course I'm not saying like, oh, these poor beautiful people, they don't know how. No, but I think that there is a stigma too about the way you look. And I think that it's very feminist to own every part of yourself and to be proud of every part of yourself. And when a lot of people will look down on people that are proud of their beauty and proud of the way they look and proud of the way that they take care of themselves. I've definitely seen in my life women that are not even as traditionally beautiful, but they do such a nice job of like taking care of their skin and taking care of their hair and taking care of their teeth and being poised, and they just read as radiant. And so beauty can be more than even just having the perfect nose and all that. And I don't know, there's something about those beauty pageants and watching those women be so nicely pulled together that makes you want to take a shower and like put on a cute dress and like try a little harder,
Yeah, and just love being a woman
and love being.
I do. Sometimes when I'm in the mood, I know right now I'm wearing Birkenstocks with my new Christmas socks.
Those are very cute. I love them. Yes. And that's also allowed in feminism, right?
Yes,
you can wear your Birkenstocks and Christmas socks, and you're still a beautiful lady.
Yes, but some days I want to get all dolled up.
To look nice. And there's something about taking care of your outward appearance that does mean something about the inside.
Well, that's what I love about performing. I love, like, even last night we had a comedy show just up the street, but like I had fun getting ready for it.
Yeah.
I had fun doing my hair. I had fun getting on my makeup and knowing that I was going to be performing.
Yeah.
There's just something really special about that. And that's what we should be uplifting these women for.
Yeah.
And and it's honestly, when I said I wanted to do an episode on beauty pageants, I had a whole other thing planned about this. And then I started really researching and understanding each woman. I'm like, hell yeah, we need more of these. I think this is really exciting. Another thing, a bad thing about it is just, competition, like you would, assume that maybe it might get a little catty or something. But a lot of women, I've been reading these blogs and stuff of real contestants, them saying that they're actually like best friends. And so it's really exciting when their friend wins.
I would say from my limited experience and not exactly a beauty pageant
at 4-H,
but but it is a competition, and like I joke that I want everybody there wants to win. You don't enter a competition and then not care if you win or not. I mean, that's not why you enter a competition. But you get to know the people because sometimes you spend the day with them, but frequently you spend years with them. And every single year you come back and you make friends and you are competing against each other. But and this is where the confidence comes in, because you can't win these things, again, if you don't have confidence, because your mind will eat itself with like jealousy and things like that if you don't have the confidence in your abilities. And you have to be able to say, okay, I didn't win this year because I fumbled on my answer, or I didn't win this year because I didn't have as much confidence as I should have had, or whatever it is. And it's less about, I joke when I say that I was like, that bitch with the other suit, she won. She did a great job. And we were friends. And we, of course you want to win, but you are happy that they win. And it's a community, it's a family, it's a thing people do together. It's like even in roller skating, they have these like roller skating and rollerblading competitions, and one person wins and somebody else doesn't, everybody else doesn't. But it doesn't make you not friends with the community. And there's something really important, I think, about competition. It brings everybody's game up higher and higher and higher. It makes you want to be a better person. It challenges you to be a better person and a better fill in the blank, cook, roller skater, seamstress. It makes you, there's something very motivating about competing with other people. If it's that thing where it's like, well, everybody wins, why are we doing it?
Right.
There's no reason, you don't feel motivated. So I think the competition aspect is one of my favorite parts about it.
Well,
and that's why I think it's important that it's not just about looks, because then you're just being like, who's the prettiest? And that's not useful.
And it does seem like they're really moving towards that direction nowadays. Especially being more inclusive and
for sure.
It's kind of exciting. I
think they're fun to watch.
Yeah.
I know I haven't
watched
seen
one
in
in
years.
a while.
I was gonna say. But when I was a kid, they made me. I'm sorry when they make people feel not pretty enough. And I'm trying to remember, maybe I had some of that too. But I think the feeling I mostly got from them at the end was like, whoa, I want to be like a well-rounded, cool lady like that. I mean, my favorite part, I was very confused by this, the bathing suit part, obviously, but like, I don't know what's happening
here. Where's the pool?
I was like, I don't get it.
So funny.
But the talent part, my favorite part was always the talent part.
Yeah.
So I always judged them based on their talent. That was the thing I liked the most. The questions, I think I just didn't get the references very well because I was too young, but like,
oh yeah, when they came out with like a baton,
I loved
it. And they're cute. I mean, they're again like their costumes. I mean, it's a freaking
but also
show.
There would be like singing and musical instrument playing. I remember, I swear to God, there was one year where a woman did like a well, sometimes they do magic. That was fun.
That was.
But
fun.
I swear there was a woman that did a science experiment.
Oh really?
She brought out like a and just showed
do a volcano. That would be so cool.
Something like that. But it was just cool that she was like, look, my talent is that I'm good at science. I'm like, great.
Right.
That's great. I don't know. I liked that stuff.
When I was in North Carolina over Christmas, like a year ago, I was in a diner and I saw a sign for the Miss Beaver Queen pageant.
I mean,
and I was like, because I was so curious of other pageants that happen, and I remember seeing that sign, and asking my sister, like, what the frick is a Beaver Queen? And they have had this pageant for 15 years, and they all come together in Durham, North Carolina, and it's to support, I think, some sort of wildlife community thing. But the competition is that people dress up like a beaver.
I love that.
And then the person and everyone's, I guess there may not be, maybe they don't crown a specific beaver queen, but like people win for like their beaver tail or their best beaver impression. Beaver.
I would argue that they should pick a queen.
Maybe they do. Maybe I read this wrong.
I hope that they do. That sounds amazing.
Isn't that the most incredible thing you've ever heard?
Yeah.
I would love to be a beaver queen.
All sorts of different pageants that exist that are like that all over. So that's the other thing too, is like, I get it. Like, see, people get annoyed about the beauty stuff, but like, I don't know. There's lots of things that other people can participate in, and like, you know, for me, I like sewing. I did this thing, and it had a similar vibe. I don't know. I'm into it.
Yeah, I want to show off my beaver tail.
I would be so into that. I think that my roommate also did a Miss Star Trek. I think that they have a big Miss Star Trek.
See, that's so cool.
Which I think is also very much a beauty pageant, but it's also demonstrating your Star Trek knowledge. And then I think a lot of the, like, instead of a formal wear, they have like a formal Star Trek wear or something. And
if there was a Star Wars one, you know, I'd be up in there.
Yeah, there probably is. I don't know. Yeah, but it's cool. I don't know. It's a way to have a community and just do stuff together too, on top of building your own poise. Poise. Every time I say poise, I think about, isn't that the panty liner that you wear when you pee yourself a little bit? I think that's the one that they use.
It's called Poise?
I think that the company that makes the panty liner, for not for periods, but for like when you start to like leak a little as you get older, I think it's called Poise.
Huh. What a great name for a panty liner.
I mean, it's very
if you're listening, Poise.
Yeah, please. We
would totally plug you. Give us a promo code.
PP panty liners. I think you need them sometimes. I don't know. At some point in your life.
I could use one.
I mean, sometimes when I laugh too hard, and it's hard to keep it in. Well, speaking of poise, you were mentioning that it would be kind of fun if we tried. You know, these questions aren't easy.
Oh, right, I forgot about this.
Let's try to ask each other.
Okay.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay. This is Marie Cecile Anderson from Tennessee.
Oh God, some of these are really intense.
I'm gonna
try to find a more
ask me the
traditional
hardest one, because this will be really.
Some of them
just do it.
Too heavy.
I'm really bad at answering questions anyway. So,
Marie, Miss Tennessee.
Yes.
Please tell me, who is the most inspiring person in your life, and how?
The most inspiring person in my life is Dolly Parton. I've never met her, but I feel like I know her. I've watched her. Okay.
That's how.
I've watched her on the TV. Okay. No, I'm starting.
Okay. Yeah.
What is the question?
I don't know. Who's the most inspiring person in your life, and why?
Well, Dolly Parton really does inspire me. I've never met her in real life. However, I feel as though if I ever did, she would know me in return, because I'm Miss Tennessee and she's from Tennessee. And then we would spread the joy of reading to all, because that is the platform I am sitting on.
You are making that Miss Teen USA look real good right now. No, that was great. You picked a good person.
9 to 5, and then I'd sing 9 to 5, and then I would win the competition.
And you would dress like Dolly.
Yeah,
you'd wear like a big wig.
Yes, yeah.
You're Miss Tennessee.
There you go. I just do all Dolly all the time.
That would be so amazing if you did that.
That would be amazing. Okay,
that's me.
Oh, this is gonna be.
Some of them are really weird.
So fun.
I don't feel confident.
You have to
prepare for this stuff. You know?
I want to play this game so much, like all the time with you, because you're so good at answering questions.
No. This is too much pressure.
Okay. Katie Frame from the District of Columbia. Miss District
I'd
of Columbia.
Be Miss Maryland, but yes.
Oh, that's right. Where are you? Who are you? Katie Frame from Miss Maryland. How do they say it? Katie Frame, Miss Maryland.
Sometimes I think they just say Miss
Maryland.
I don't know. I don't remember.
Oh, this is good. This would be such a terrible question to.
I'm so nervous right now.
Well,
I'm not even
you should
lying.
be.
These questions make me nervous.
Okay. Just imagine answering this question in front of millions of people.
Oh.
Miss Maryland, what is the biggest mistake you have ever made in your life? What have you done to overcome it?
The biggest mistake I've ever made in my life was not closing my Pornhub tab on my phone and then opening my phone in front of a lovely elderly lady that I had been having a conversation with to show her something. And then realizing my mistake when a giant anus popped into frame. To overcome this mistake, I have
no pun intended.
I've learned to close all of my tabs after watching Pornhub. Thank you. Thank you. Do I win?
Well, yes, I crown you Miss
USA. Oh, yay.
Brooklyn. I don't know. Miss Apartment winner. You win. Yay.
I want to do the Miss Coney Island. There's like some Miss Coney Island.
There is Miss Coney Island, and I think it's burlesque show.
Oh, I'll never win that.
Oh, you don't say never, girl.
I have to work on my burlesque. I don't even have a burlesque.
Oh, you just get a bowl of cereal and pour milk on yourself. Didn't we see a girl do that once? And it was like the coolest thing ever.
Those burlesque girls are so good.
I know. That would be my talent if I had to. Well, no, I would probably sing a song, but yeah, I don't know. Burlesque. I think that if you were at a beauty contest and then all of a sudden they came out and did burlesque, would be crazy.
That would be crazy. My talent would be building IKEA furniture quickly. I would be so good at that.
That would be sexting.
Wouldn't that be fun? Yeah, here's a like a sexting.
Yeah, give me your phone, Judge.
It's like, let's see how fast I can get a dick pic.
Done. I got it.
Amazing.
My gosh. Well, I think you're beautiful inside and out, and I really do truly mean that. I think you look like an old Hollywood star. like
Betty White now.
No, like
I'm not sure where you're going.
I don't know, but I think you're lovely.
Well, I think you're lovely. You're like a beautiful,
glamorous. That's
yes.
I don't know.
You're glamorous.
Thanks.
Beautiful on the inside and out. Yeah. I love those Birkenstocks. They make me very excited. No,
if you caught that, folks, yes, I am wearing Birkenstocks with socks right now, showing off my beauty.
Make it look great.
Well, I hope that, if anything, I hope people listening, got a good laugh, but also just love yourself inside and out, and just go out there and be confident.
Totally. And I'm going to practice my poise.
Putting on poise, or
my poise poses. No, like my beauty pageant poise poses. I don't know. Why not?
Yeah.
And then that'll probably last like 2 seconds, and I'll like wear my sweatshirt for the rest of the week. It's fine.
It's exciting.
Well, we'll see. And again, hopefully they'll be making more and more positive changes to these pageants. But in the meantime, I think there's a lot of good to get out of them.
They should have a pantsuit competition. Yeah, represent a 3-piece like you did.
Why not? Yeah. Mine was skirt, but.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Pants would have been harder. I should have done pants.
Oh,
I changed my last answer. My last answer. My biggest regret is I didn't make pants.
Yeah, I was picturing you in like a 3-piece suit and I was like, that's like so fucking badass.
Yeah, it was like a
skirt suit.
I don't know what they would have said.
It was like a short skirt suit or like a long.
No, like a knee length.
A knee length. How classy.
Yeah,
I love that.
I'll show you pictures later.
Oh, great. Hey, if you really do have them, I'll put them on Instagram.
I'll try to find them.
That'd be so great. You guys, stay tuned. Check our Instagram. Our socials across the board, we're at Reformed Whores, but then also It's Difficult Women Pod on Insta and all that jazz. So check it out. Send us an email.
Yeah.
We got an email.
We did. We'll read it next time.
Okay.
All right. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
I admire your strength. I think you are the best. Your heart's so full of love, and you look cute in that dress. I think about you all day. I do too, I confess. Oh, I just got